A girl is in critical condition and being taken to hospital. Her treatment starts. Then we're taken 20 years back in time. Don, Irene and their daughters Amy and Sara are at the dinner table. Don is an abusive and dominant person. He doesn't allow Sara to go to a party. Sara sneaks through her window and goes to the party with Chris, her boyfriend. Don gets to know about it. Chris and Sara spend good time together and she then gets home. She's again sneakily entering her room through window when Don catches her. Irene then saves her. Irene, Sara and Amy are now sitting together. Sara says that she'll leave once she's 18 because she can't live with her abusive dad anymore. Don overhears it all. He then goes into a secret room in the basement. Sara has graduated and her 18th birthday is around the corner. Irene is out shopping. Sara and Don are alone at home. Don calls her for help. Sara takes the box in that secret room. It was made in the days of war. People used to shelter from bombing in such rooms. Don locks her in there. Her voice can't be heard. The room is soundproof. She is unable to process what just happened. That box actually has some basic stuff that Sara would need. She cries seeing it. She tries putting code in the security lock, but the lights go off after 3 attempts. Ventilation has stopped. She's unable to breathe. Whereas Irene and Amy are worried for her. They call Chris and all her friends but get no clues of Sara. 4 days go by like that. Don shows up and Sara tries running but the doors are locked. Don then drags her to the room. Don says that it's because of her disrespect and she'd be locked until she learns some respect. Don even rapes her. Irene and Amy call the police. She tells the officer everything but Don manipulates him as if Sara went with her own will. But yet police starts the investigation and Chris comes over. Worried for Sara, he meets Don. Don lies to him that Sara has left with Steve and they are living in Florida. It's been 21 days for Sara up till now. She has turned 18. Don brings gifts and cake for her. There's a red dress in there. He forces her to wear that dress and then again assaults her. Happy with Sara's obedient behavior, Don fits a clock in the room. It's day 38. Sara's eating from a can when she hits upon an idea. Seeing its sharp edge, she makes a weapon through it. She attacks Don with it but fails. Don then hit her so bad and injure her. Now 348 days have gone by. Sara is having labor pains and she gives birth to her baby on her own. It's a baby girl. Sara names her Marie. 4 years are down. Irene is sad being away from Sara. Sara is expecting another baby. She requests Don at his promotion to unlock her and her kids. Don gets angry. At dinner, Irene asks him to hire a private investigator for Sara. Don gets angry over it. At Christmas, Don gifts them a TV and Sara looks happy. It's been 11 years. Irene is waiting for Sara to come but Sara is found nowhere. Michael has grown up too. Marie gets sick and Don brings meds for her. Sara says that Marie needs a doctor's checkup but Don won't listen. Sara is telling Marie her own story. There was a princess. She wanted to run away with a prince but her dad imprisoned her. Upon asking, Sara says that the prince might be still looking for the princess. Chris meets Amy. She tells him that Sara didn't know any Steve. Maybe her dad is involved. Amy confronts Don and a fuss is created. Don follows Irene and leaves basement's keys there. Amy is searching the basement when Don shows up and gets angry at her. Marie and Michael have now started to question Sara. While Sara is expecting another baby, Sara tries to prove to them that she's a good mom. She then gives birth again and names him Thomas. She says to Don that she can't take responsibility of another baby and the room is so small for them. She convinces him. Don then puts Thomas at their front door. The letter says that it's her baby and she can't have it because she has financial crisis and that she wants to leave her baby there. Irene looks happy at knowing that Sara is alive. Sara has left another letter for Irene in the basket but Don sees it instead. Don gets angry over Sara and harasses her again. 14 years are now gone. Sara is cutting Michael's hair when Don praises Marie and Sara doesn't seem okay with it. She asks Don to stay away from Marie and hands him the makeup back. Don then closes the ventilation. Marie is sad. She wants to go out and explore the world. Marie asks her about Don. She says that she knows him from when she was little. Marie asks Sara to get a divorce because he's not a good man. 17 years are now gone. It's raining and the basement is filling up with water. Sara peels the cement, standing at a cupboard. Sara is using her torch to give signals to summon some help. A man watches it and he tells Dawn about it. Dawn hits Sara so bad that she starts bleeding. Marie, unable to do anything, just watches her cry. Sara's baby is a stillborn. Dawn buries him and he's annoyed with Sara's behavior. Michael and Marie ask Dawn when they would be free. Dawn says that it depends on Sara. Michael and Marie are questioning her. Sara's irritated and she's breaking the things there. She then falls asleep, thinking of Chris. Michael and Marie clean up the room. They both give her food to eat and apologize for their behaviors. They are grown-ups now, so she tells them everything that Dawn did to her. She tells them her relation with Dawn as well. They both are shocked, but Sara calms them. Dawn comes down and Michael attacks him. Sara stops Michael and Dawn leaves. Dawn's job is gone and financial conditions are not so well. Dawn is sending polluted air into the basement through ventilators. But Thomas sees him. 20 years have gone. Marie has asthma. Sara begs Dawn to take her to doctor or she'll die. Dawn finally agrees to take them to the hospital. They've left Michael. The scene is of the start. Dawn and Sara are taking Marie to the hospital. Marie is in critical condition. Dawn doesn't let Sara talk to the doctor at all. Sara spills water over the page. Dawn goes to get another one. Sara then rushes to the doctor. Sara asks the doctor for help and security guard catches Dawn. Sara tells Marie that they are safe now because police has arrested Dawn. Police has rescued Michael as well. We see Thomas, Michael and Marie playing. Sara is enjoying the fresh air with Irene and Amy when Chris shows up. Chris confesses his love for her and they both go for a long ride. Movie ends with a happy ending.